Yeah, that was the last time we went during COVID. Like you rightfully say, I was injured during that series. I think I hurt my groin, and then hurt my finger in the fitness test. So not too many good memories from that point of view. But I think the cricket, what I remember from it, watching from the side, it was quite tough, especially for the batters. Playing against the Duke ball in those conditions, obviously quite a lot that was on offer for the seam bowlers, but we were able to get the right performance and the win on our side. I think West Indian outfit, especially their bowling attack, is quite formidable in their own conditions, and I think they probably also know that their strength lies within their seamers. So I think with us as with the bat, albeit we got a couple of new faces, we're going to have to be on our game when it comes to how we come up against the challenge of facing their seamers.
Are you guys worried about that?
Not worried. Obviously, it's a setback. I mean, we build our fast bowling attack on our fast bowlers, and obviously, he's one of the guys who we know we can get his pace up in that 150 mark. So, I think from that point of view, but I think the guys coming in, the guys that we do have on the bench, guys like Dane Patter said, yes, they don't have the pace, but he definitely makes it up in skill, and I think he showed that in the New Zealand Test tour. We've got a young Michael Proteas as well, who was coming from county cricket, having played cricket, so him as well, we'll see how he kind of fits in within that dynamic. But I think our strategy when it comes to our bowling is no stranger to anyone. We put together our attack on our fast bowlers. Gerard won't be there, but we'll still find a way to be effective in those conditions. I think guys like KG, guys like Lungi, guy like Nandre as well. It's a massive opportunity for them again to put up their hands and lead that bowling attack. Yeah, I think it is a challenge. I think it's a challenge that's not necessarily unique to us. Probably something that all the smaller teams who are outside the big three kind of face. It feels like we're starting again as a team. We had the camp last week, but not all the guys who were there available. So that was good to see the guys. But you can hear in terms of the conversations that there's a lot of kind of reminding ourselves of a philosophy, how we want to play, and basically what our blueprint to winning. When we meet up again on the 26th or 27th, whenever that is, in the US, when everyone will be there, I think those first couple of days will be very important in just aligning ourselves again, speaking to what our values are for our culture, and obviously creating an environment that allows guys to perform. But look, like I said, it's nothing that is unique to us as a South African team. But the challenge is we just got to make it work with what we have. We don't use it as an excuse. I think there's definitely a lot of excitement from the guys, and the fact that we'll be putting on our white clothing and chasing after a red ball again. So I think that excitement, we'd like to focus on that more than all the other uncontrollables.
I'm going to go Ken then Mishlati.
Temba, I know the Proteas have never taken Test cricket for granted, but is there like a sense now, because you've only got 8 tests in the sort of next cycle, is there kind of a sense in the camp that we really need to make everyone count?
Yeah, I think every game, to be honest, Ken, that you play, there's that desperation, if I could say, that every game counts. You go out there to win every game. I think just an away tour is tough in itself. So I think for us, and especially us looking at the inexperience or the new faces that we find within the team, I think it'll be a good test for the team and even those younger guys to kind of stamp their authority on international cricket. But I think nothing will change really. We will prepare as best as we can against the West Indies, make sure we leave no page unturned, prepared to play our best cricket, and we know that if we do that, the result will take care of itself. Yeah, I think Coach Shukri, he's been unequivocal about his stance on Tristan. He sees him coming in at that number 3 role, and he'll probably do that in this series. I think from a technical point of view. He's one of the guys who are quite sound from that point of view. And I think the more opportunities he gets, the more he'll really get to understand how it is to go out and score big runs. He's done it at domestic level, he's done it at A-team level, so he's no stranger to that. I think we all back him. I back him in that role, and he's definitely a long-term play. I think also understanding that he probably hasn't done a lot of it at domestic level, that probably need a little bit more support and push and backing, which, by the sounds of it, Shukri is happy to do. So, we all back Tristan, we all back anyone who gets an opportunity within the team. And I think he's one, it's a rather exciting one. I think we all look at his career. We've seen what he's done within the white ball space and the T20 stuff, but I think the guys who've played with him, the guys who know him a little bit more, will probably say that the 4-day stuff or the red ball stuff is probably where his strength lies. So exciting to see how the next couple of months unravel for him. Yeah, I think I've come out refreshed over the last couple of months of no cricket. It's largely been about being in the gym and doing my rehab. I've been under rehab for the last 2.5 to 3 months. Mentally, that's been tough. Physically, has also been tough. But like I said, quite refreshed and quite excited to have the opportunity again to be out there with the boys. From a team perspective, look, we're obviously looking to win. And from a personal perspective, I'd like to lead the team as best as I can, and obviously contribute with the bat as well. But yeah, refresh, excited, looking forward to the next couple of leagues, next couple of months, and me getting back to my best. So yeah, a lot of positivity on my side. Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot more guys who've played in those conditions, so that's the type of intel that we'll be leaning on. Guys like KG, guys like Lungi, guys like Keshav, they were there in 2021. They were obviously there now with the World Cup. Aiden, Tristan with the bat, those guys were there. So all type of intel we'll take from them. And I think, like, speaking about those guys, the bit that I've chatted to them, all of the guys are in good spirits. They obviously did us proud at the World Cup. Unfortunate that we weren't able to get over the line, but I think in terms of from a mental point of view, where the guys are in good spirits and really are raring to go.
Tim's just reminded to just keep looking at the cameras there, sorry.
Trying the sun.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ken and then Walter.
Temba, as captain, presumably you choose where you want to bat. What do you like about the number 4 position?
I think it's the responsibility. I think in my test career, I've always found myself started at 6, started at 5, I was at 5. But I think now with the responsibility coming in, wanting to step up, wanting to score big runs, that opportunity comes at nicely at number 4. I think also the makeup of our team, got a couple of stroke players within the side, guys like Aiden at the top, guys like Stubbo who can get going, Bedingham coming at 5. So I think in terms of it being a good mix for those guys, I think it works quite well. I didn't choose where I wanted to bat, but I'm pretty much happy wherever I find myself, wherever I am. But I think, yeah, me at number 4, I think that works nicely looking at the combination of all the batters. Take a lot of confidence from it. I think the white ball team, I think it's growing in leaps and bounds. I mentioned about the T20 stuff, and unfortunate the guys weren't going through, but I think a lot more credit needs to be given to that group of guys. Never played much cricket together the last season, and for them to literally get there at the World Cup and get to a final, and the manner in which they did that, I think that speaks volume for that team. And I think us as players who are quite close to those guys who are there will feed off all that confidence, all the intel that they can take from that, and obviously apply it within the Test cricket. I think Test cricket is probably in a different space. Like I said, where they're being a little bit more inexperienced, new faces, guys probably trying to get over the insecurities of being at international cricket. But look, there's nothing to say that from a talent point of view we can't get to that point, but we obviously rely on the guys who've been there, done it all, to kind of drive the team closer and quicker to that point.
But how important was it for?
I think the belief was always there. To be honest, yes, I know that it's never happened before, but I think the belief was always there for the group of guys. I think the external pressures that come about, they stay in the external. I can safely say that about that team. The focus generally becomes about the team, and it's not just the T20, it's the 50 over, it's the test side. But I think the belief was always there. It was almost there's always a sense that it's going to happen. It's a matter of time. At some point, we need certain things to go our way, and I think that's what happened at that World event. And I'm sure the guys, there's still a feeling of, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So, yeah, I think psychologically, I think it just reinforced what we all knew, what we all believe in each other, and I think it will just make us push even harder when we get the opportunity again. I think if you speak to a lot of batters who are playing in all the different formats, T20 to Test cricket, that's probably the biggest challenge that we face in terms of adjusting. I think that as players as well, there's always the temptation of kind of staying current to the different to the trends, and obviously now the trend T20 is the big thing. Batters are trying to score quicker. Guys are trying to be a lot more exciting or entertaining, hit the ball far. Whereas Test cricket, in not all conditions can you be successful doing that. So I think again it just comes to your preparation, honestly. Test cricket, you got to be comfortable with leaving 6 balls in a row. T20, you're obviously not going to do that. But it comes to your preparation, making sure you're preparing according to how you would like to play in the conditions. But I think also taking from T20 cricket, where if the opportunity is there to put a bowler under pressure, feel free and secure enough to be able to do that. That's something that we speak about within our test group, that if that bowler is there for the taking, don't think twice. Know that you've got the guys behind you. Back yourself in whatever that decision is. But I think, yeah, that's a challenge that a lot of us face. I face that challenge. It's just cricket at the moment, I guess. Yeah, definitely. I think, look, I mean, whatever we pride ourselves, especially over the last couple of years, that whatever conditions are in front of us, we've got the bowling arsenal to be effective in it. So, like you mentioned, we've got the fast bowlers. We've also got the spinners as well. I mean, a guy like Kesh, like you mentioned, you've got Dane Pete as well, who obviously came back into international cricket and took a 5-4 on his run back. So I think we're quite confident when it comes to our bowling, as we have been. And I think probably if I'm sitting in the West Indies camp as well, looking at our bowling attack, we know that we'll have to have our A game on show. Matthew Bretzka. Yeah, Bretzka, another exciting talent. I think in the same breath as a Tristan Stubbs. He's obviously been doing well on the domestic scene for a number of years now. So I think his inclusion within the side doesn't come as a surprise to anyone. For me, I'm excited to see how he fits into the team, the energy that he brings in. He's an electrifying fielder, so looking forward to that. I'm not going to have to chase off the ball a lot. But yeah, I think Matthew as well, another guy for the future. I think that's important, I guess, for a guy like himself, using the time that he's coming into national cricket. He acclimatizes to the intensity, the standard as quick as he can, so that when the other old guys leave, he's able to kind of step in. But yeah, excited for Matt, excited for Tristan, excited for Michiel Pretorius as well. He was part of us here within the Lions. He left, he was at Northwest, but from that time he's obviously grown and grown as a player, and he's been rewarded for all the good work that he has done. Yeah, look, I think I see it a little bit differently when it comes to Vian. I know he hasn't performed at the level. That he would have wanted, that people would have expected him to do. But I think when putting together our squad of 15, 20 guys, his name is definitely there, and there's a role that he fulfills within the team. And at the moment, he's the best guy to do that from an all-rounder point of view. Marco is not there, so in my opinion, Vian comes in, and I think, like all young players, guys do need a little bit longer to kind of find their feet. But look, from a talent point of view, there's nothing really missing there. Whether there's something mentally, we'll try to support him as much as he can. If I was him, I definitely wouldn't take this tour as if it's a trial of some sort, or it's a all or nothing type of thing. He fits in within the team. I think his focus needs to be on that, give him on the team, and look, everything kind of sorts itself out at the end of the day. But he's a key cog, integral member of our team, as much as Marco Jansen is.